Tom, thank you for joining me today on Pop Culture Unplugged.
Elias, thank you so much for having me.
Exciting times, my friend. We have season two, part two, man. I love the story so far, and I love the way you portray this character. Let's jump on with season two dives into the Lincoln County War. I'm curious, how do you prepare to play Billy in a period like this?
Yeah, I mean it's funny. I've seen the poster you have behind you, and it's like I'm thinking about him now versus season one, and it's like this season he's just like so much more determined. He's got so much more composure, and that was kind of always the aim was to kind of watch his progression from the kid, from the teenager, and the West, kind of learning the ways to someone who's becoming a man and kind of has a lust for revenge for his
Mm,
lost ones, so yeah, kind of a lot of that was just kind of tracking the progression and stepping into who he is in season two.
mm. You mentioned about stepping in and everything. Like, what did you find most challenging about this season? Between he's caught in like commercial like rivals and lawless cowboy gangs.
The most difficult, I mean, honestly, the most difficult part of part two coming up is was the cold, man. It was so cold. It was there was like 30 below freezing. And you could feel it. Like you could feel the icicles on the end of your nose. You could feel your breath freezing in your lungs the minute you breathed out. And we had to kind of fight through that. But watching it back, I'm like, this is so cool. It adds such an elemental aspect that we had before because we had the heat,
Mm,
but it's so cool to see it in a different light, literally. There are scenes where like, we're talking with the enemy on horseback and it's a
yeah.
blizzard like battering our faces, or we're doing a chase scene on horseback and we're like slipping on the ice, and it just adds this element of danger. So that was extremely difficult in season two, part two, but I think it paid off big time, and I think it adds a new layer to the show.
Mm. How do you try to stay balanced to play this character, like with the historical facts, trying to stay true to this character?
Yeah, I mean, it's always a fine line between kind of being a servant to the history and being too shackled to being truthful to the history versus having a bit of freedom to try and portray it in your version, to bring it to light. And I think we found a fine line, we find a balance between that actually now in season two, um, whereby we are trying to honor the history and do right by it, but
Uh,
at the same time, it's like a dramatization, and we're able to delve into imagination and aspects of his story that we don't really know about. And so it actually gives you freedom to really play and make him your own.
mm. Does it take any like physical toll on you, like playing like my favorite parts of these series too is like the wild chases, the shootouts. Like how do you like physically get into like a scene like that?
Oh man, I mean, I try and for Billy now, I learned my lesson the hard way in the first season, having to have ice baths at the end of every day because like, I like to do all my own stunts as much as humanly possible, which is on this show most of them. 95% of them I'm doing myself. And I was pretty fit in season one, but season two, I made it a mission to get in really good shape. So I worked with a trainer and stuff, and was taking good care of my body, eating better. And it definitely paid off because this season's really physical. Part one, there's a ton of chases, a ton of shootouts. Part two, there's even more like big fight sequences, big shootouts. So it's really important just to like be in good shape for that. And it allows you to play Billy as like kind of a Superman. He's
Yeah,
he's a badass Western hero. Yeah.
amazing. Last question. What are you hoping for with the viewers tune in for the second part of the season? What are you hoping to get out of it?
I think they're gonna see Billy like really stepping into the big shoes. He's like stepping into the big boy shoes now.
Mm,
Tunstall's unfortunately no longer with us, and because of that, he has to step up and become the leader of the regulators against his will. He doesn't really want to, but he's gonna have to, and also he's gonna, seek revenge for his
mm,
mentor. And in that, I think people are gonna find it really exciting to kind of see him really unleash his full potential on
mm.
his enemies, which is the house and Jesse's gang. And I think that's going to be thrilling to watch.
Amazing. Tom, I want to thank you for giving me a few minutes today on Press Day and good luck with the series. Hopefully we see a season three soon.
Yeah, I hope so, man. You, me too. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Have a great day.
You too. Speak soon.